Hello everyone and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, where we had started to build a case and then it turns out that everything we were building towards was wrong. Here we go.
You alright, Mr. Wright? 1 minute you shout out and the next you fall silent.
Yeah, we kinda do that.
Perhaps it is like the bellow of one who is barreling down a hill with no way of stopping. Is that not right, Prosecutor Sadmati?
No, he knows we're right. We got this. Don't get cold feet now, Phoenix. Even if this overturns the entire case you've built so far, the only way is to keep moving forward, because that's where we'll find the truth. There we go. Sorry, but I'm not barreling down a hill. In fact, I'm in full control of everything with the indisputable contradiction I've found.
Is that so?
The lantern behind the accused clearly, no, blatantly contradicts your insights. Tell her.
Does it now?
One of the lanterns on the entrance side of the inner sanctum was broken, and if you watch what Abbot Inme saw in his final moments, you will notice that the lantern behind the praying form of Miss Faye is broken. Yeah. The lantern behind Lady Kira, however, is still intact. In short, we are seeing two different lanterns in this seance vision.
How could this be? Even if it were so, how would that contradict my insights?
We'll deal with that in a second. Let me start by saying the claim I'm about to raise will overturn the case I've built thus far.
Will the defense please explain himself?
Based on the broken lantern, we can tell Maya and Abbot Inme's positions. Where the accused and the victim were standing.
But did you not just finish asserting that the accused was standing somewhere else?
I did, and I built my argument on that faulty premise. But thankfully, it has led us here, to the actual spot where Maya Faye was standing. Are they on our side? I can't tell. Are they on our side or not? There is that crazy lawyer.
I must say, if the defense keeps changing its assertions in such a capricious manner, his credibility may come into question.
My credibility may come into question. Are you kidding me at this point? Come on. How many times has our little vision changed and yet we change one little thing? Alright, it's fine. I'm willing to take that risk, Your Majesty, because I believe this will be the last time. No, it won't. It definitely won't. I'd like to start by pointing out the actual spot where the accused was standing.
Very well, show us where you now believe the accused was actually standing.
Based on the location of the broken lantern, where was Maya really standing? I mean, it would have had to have been here, right? I wish I could see the vision again. That would be really helpful. Right? Like it had to be in there.
Take that!
Yeah. I wasn't thinking straight before, but now it's all falling into place. We know the victim had stepped into the spring. That means Maya Faye had to have been standing in the water as she approached. However, his memory, which has only now become clear, reveals that Miss Faye was standing by the side of the broken lantern. In other words, she was standing where she was supposed to be according to custom. Yeah.
Does that not bring us back to the very beginning?
No. This is where things take a different turn, and I mean that literally. The victim had to have been moving toward the spring. It makes sense, because, yeah. Yeah, I think that does make sense. That means that while he was moving, he had his back turned toward the accused.
What's this? You mean to say the victim turned around during the rite?
Didn't I say that? If not, I meant to.
But such an image appears nowhere in the seance vision.
When the sutra's up. Actually, it does appear. It's just no one noticed until now.
No one noticed? How could no one have noticed something so big?
There's a moment when the scripture the victim was holding was all we could see. Thanks to that, none of us could tell that he was in fact turning around in that moment. What? Objects what?
If it is as a defense asserts, then her benevolence insight no longer makes sense. How do you intend to explain that?
Objection!
No, it still holds up. I don't need to explain anything because it's just as you said, Prosecutor Sadmati. Her benevolence's insights don't make any sense because they contain a huge error.
Such insolence.
A huge error, you say? Do explain.
The huge error is it the order of the rights? I mean, I think it's the number of people there, but I don't know if we're there yet. Right? Like, because I think the whole point is that Maya had to have been, like, drugged or something, and that's why she was so sleepy. And then, but why would he turn around? I'm gonna go with that, because that is wrong. I believe this is what happened at the scene of the crime. The victim was reading the suture when suddenly he sensed someone behind him. That would make sense. He immediately looked back to see someone dressed as Lady Kira standing there. Wishing to see who it was, he approached the robed figure. That's when he was stabbed.
This cannot be.
Oh, but it is. Oh, but it can. And it is. The insight stating that the accused stabbed the victim is wrong. And that is the real truth lying behind this testimony of the dead.
Oh, Kanka.
Ah, you've even got Prosecutor Sadmati.
Are you suggesting there was someone else at the scene of the crime?
Exactly.
Have I misunderstood? The voice of the Mitama. Yet again? This cannot be.
Well, alright. She's dead, so I think her testimony should be stricken from the record. Mine is the only one that counts. Whew. That was a close one. But I managed to find the true meaning behind the seance vision somehow. Should add these new facts to the court record. Inner sanctum diagram updated in the court record. Right. Your benevolence, please allow me to take it from here. I will overturn the brass accusation of this faithless, putrid-minded lawyer.
Yes, I shall place my trust in you.
Ooh, she knows she's wrong. She's questioning everything.
Are you sure about this, Prosecutor Sadmati?
My work as an international prosecutor has taken me to courtrooms around the world. And in that time, I have learned to perform last rites for souls in trials lacking a seance.
Yes, of course. Forgive my ludicrous inquiry.
Moreover, I have with me a forensic investigator from overseas. Oh, no! I will show you all the most magnificent last rites ever seen. Yes, he really does think highly of Emma and her forensic expertise. I'm impressed that he's come to understand their value. And then again, he is an international prosecutor who's solved tough cases around the world. Has he, though? Time to hunker down, huh?
Now then, let us continue with today's proceedings. Could the defense please tell us who the third party dressed as Lady Kira was? Your new claim has negated the insight of the royal priestess, so I trust you have some evidence to support it, correct?
Yes, of course. Absolutely none, Your Honor. This third party must have really wanted to kill the High Priest. I might be able to identify who it was if I had evidence of their murderous intent.
Well, we're mating, Mr. Wright.
The evidence that can reveal the identity of the third party is this. Wait. Wait, what is, do you know from the right? I know what you're planning. Is that one? Dress the High Priest. There's no return address and 3 unusual looking hole. Alright, so we're probably gonna have to tie all that together. Right?
Take that!
3 days before the purification rite, the victim received a warning letter from an unidentified individual.
He did?
Whoever sent it clearly meant to threaten the high priest. The letter said, "Do not perform the last rite." But the rite went on as scheduled. I believe that is why the high priest was murdered.
Who do you suppose sent that letter?
Well, see, that's the funny thing. I don't know. A person with something to hide. The rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira herself. What are the odds that that's gonna fly? 'Cause I don't like my chances.
Peace. I don't understand. I heard that Lady Kira that has been in the news of late has only hunted rebels.
Yeah, about that. I don't have good news.
If so, why would she have killed the high priest?
Well, let's think about this. She only kills rebels, and she killed the priest. What does that tell you about the priest? Excellent question. Terrible question. Maybe it would help to think of it this way. What if the high priest had secretly been a rebel? Dun dun dun. The high priest, he couldn't possibly have been a rebel. Burn him.
The high priest, a devout follower of Coriolism, a rebel? Do you even comprehend the blasphemy of which you speak? Well, do you?
I too found it hard to believe at first. But as I continued my investigation, it started to become more and more plausible. The third party was the rebel hunting Lady Kira, and the high priest was a rebel. Your mockery of Coriolism. No! Of the kingdom of Corine itself knows no bounds. Whoops! That shameless fucking lawyer, he's a mockery of our religion. Making a mockery of our religion. I'm so angry I can't even talk right now.
As a faithful Corinist, I take issue with these claims. I'm loath to admit them in today's proceedings.
I don't like where this is going. The defense's claims are but vile blasphemy tantamount to spitting on the Holy Mother. Is it really that big of a deal, Maya? Abbot Inmi was a distinguished monk and very well respected too, so yeah. Please don't let this turn into an international incident. I mean, aside from losing our head, I think that might be it. But fear not, good people of Corine. The rantings of this putrid-brained lawyer who seeks to sully the soul of the deceased shall come to no avail once I conclude these last rites. But the prosecution's assertion that the accused killed the victim remains unchanged. But why? But the victim was stabbed in his abdomen. How is that possible when he had his back towards Miss Faye? Someone else must have killed him. Are you sure about that? Yes, very. Like very, 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 very. You may have invalidated the seance, but do not let that go to your putrid head. The karmic flow of this trial is, as yet, still in my hands. How can you be so confident? Something has occurred to me, you see. And your allegations of a third party are but a deluded fantasy, and I shall prove that by calling a new witness to the stand. What? You don't get to call witnesses. An eyewitness who will deliver a definitive answer that will dispel the defense's doubts. An eyewitness.
Very well, let us call this eyewitness to the stand.
We're talking about like an assassin. Wait, what? Who are you? Oh, yeah. It's him again.
So, well, now he has to be the shaggiest witness I've ever laid eyes on. Please state your name and occupation. Oh, you know, that's so-and-so. Whatchamacallit.
A rebel?
Anonymous TBD. At least that's what they've been calling me. TBD isn't to be determined. Can't you just tell us your real name?
The witness has suffered a blow to the head, rendering him an amnesiac, therefore. I named him Anonymous TBD in my report, but he thinks TBD is part of his name.
Objection!
You're letting an amnesiac testify? Have no fear, I've already questioned him at length. And he said what I wanted, so he's in. While it is true he's utterly forgotten his name and past, his memory of what he witnessed is still very much intact. What?
Considering the dearth of information, any new knowledge may be of help. Therefore, I will permit his testimony. Now, Mr. Miss, please tell us what you saw.
What? The night of the murder.
That night I was up at the top of Mount Pony Pony, the mountain next to the inner sanctum. I hate crowds, so I climbed up there to pray in peace. I know it's a no-no, but since there's no one around, I used my binoculars to spy on the right at the inner sanctum. That's when I saw the accused stab the high priest with a dagger.
Well, he's guilty. There's no way you saw Miss Faye stab the victim with a dagger. I swear I don't know what he's talking about, or don't remember at any rate.
No, Pony Pony, the beautiful mountain that is also known as the Little Sanctum.
You must be talking about that smaller mountain from the poster. That seems like that'd be hard to pull off.
Mr. and Miss, I was wondering, what can I do for ya? The inner sanctum lies at a high elevation where clouds and fog can obscure the view. Are you sure you're able to see what happened from the mountaintop next to it?
Good point. Objection! His Majesty raises an excellent question. Well, Mr. Miss.
On the day of the right, there wasn't a cloud in the sky. I had a perfect view. If you don't believe me, check the weather forecast in the paper that day.
Nick, don't we have the newspaper for that day? Yeah, let's take a look. Enjoy clear, calm, clear skies. Ugh, that's not good.
See? Told you so.
Yeah, newspaper updated. Thanks.
Well, it appears the witnesses offered testimony worth hearing.
Mr. and Miss, I too have a question for you. Didn't you already question the witness?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm here for, right? Shoot.
How was the accused holding the dagger? Was she holding it underhanded, its blade protruding from the bottom of her hand?
Yep, I believe she was. It's called a reverse grip.
Ah, I thought as much. Leading the witness much? Hold it right there. What bearing does that have on this case? Come on. Cease your interruptions, you putrid-headed lawyer. Do you not see the significance in how the blade was held? Well, why don't you enlighten me, oh enlightened one? I knew you were a fool. I can already picture you in your next life. Next life? I've gotten rather used to this one. Yes, after your soul writhes for centuries in the pits of hell. You shall be reborn as a witless sea urchin with barbs limited to your posterior. What? You shall live a short and consequential life only to be brutally devoured by a sea otter. That was a bit excessive. I simply asked what the dagger grip had to do with the case. Now pay attention. How the accused held the dagger is of vital importance. With such information, we can infer exactly what action she took. You were saying that the victim was killed while he had his back to the accused. Is that correct? Yes. As such, the accused's dagger grip tells us something very important. The accused approached the victim from behind, swung her arms around him, and plunged the dagger deep into his abdomen using a reverse grip. What? Thus, Mr. and Mrs. testimony clears up any doubts that might remain.
It coincides with their benevolence's insights as well.
No, it doesn't. This is a disaster. I thought I'd blow these insights out of the water, but now they're back to haunt me. That doesn't prove anything. There was...
Now then, the defense may cross-examine the witness.
Love to. Love to cross-examine the witness.
And I was up the roof.
At the roof.
Hold it!
Whatever. Hold it. Are you sure you're not mistaken, Mr. Miss? Was it really Mount Pony Pony that you climbed?
Oh, I'm sure of it. It was really, pony-ish.
which mountain? What does that even mean?
You know, now that I think about it, there's a mighty fine view.
Hold it!
I'm there to pray for peace. Great crowds, why bother climbing up to the top? Couldn't you have just easily prayed at the bottom of Mount Pony Pony?
Wrong, bucko. This is a once-a-year epic event.
I wanted to pray as close to the actual thing as possible. You're so gung-ho about it. Why didn't you go pray at the Plaza of Devotion?
Like I said, I hate
Crowds, I wanted to pray in peace. Oh, Holy Mother, why do I only get the annoying ones?
my burden fate demanded
that I climb up the mountain closest to the inner sanctum.
Also,
Hold it!
Since there was no one around, what? Since nobody was around, there's nobody around who can corroborate your actions either.
hey ho, you're exactly right.
In that case, Mr. Amos, let me ask you this. Was there a reason you didn't want to be seen?
Yeah, about that, if you get caught climbing the surrounding mountains on the day of the rite, you can get in big trouble. So that's why I'm talking about it right now.
That's it?
Yeah, that's totally embarrassing to get yelled at when you're a grown-up.
Yeah, you're a real grown-up, all right.
And since nobody was around, I lost all inhibition and,
Wait, what? Oh, that's what you did with no inhibition. Oh, okay. You had a pair of binoculars with you. That's pretty convenient. You weren't planning to spy on the right all along, were you?
Actually, I just happened to have them for bird watching.
Bird watching, huh? I see. You're not going to keep pressing him on this? He's sketchy as heck, but I don't really have anything I can sink my teeth into yet. Oh, okay then.
I love the great outdoors. That's just the kind of guy I am. A guy called Anonymous, TBD.
He's really starting to get on my nerves.
As I looked through my binoculars, I couldn't believe what was unfolding before me.
Nothing?
Hold it!
Did you really see what you say you did?
Are you saying I'm lying about this? Well, I'm not. It's etched permanently in this old noggin.
But I didn't do what you're saying I did. I didn't even get a chance to touch the dagger on the day of the rite.
What do I know that? All I know is what I saw. I never even seen you before in my life. The possible reason could I have to lie?
I didn't expect there to be any witnesses way up there. But I don't remember doing all that. I know, I have a feeling the witness is lying. There has to be an inconsistency somewhere in his testimony. Let's take another look at the court record. I hate crowds, so I climbed up. Huh. I saw the accused stab. Alright, court record me. Three-part ceremony held when the moon is directly over the summit of Mount Pony Pony. Begins the transformation rite. Okay. Newspaper for more reports. Huh. It is purification, right? The thick white ice that froze the ground. I have nothing. have a feeling it was like, okay. Go through the statements one more time. This, go back. We never figured this out. So there are all these flags. Like, I feel like this is the issue. But also, like, is it really? Okay. Let's see. What can I... this is hurting my brain. I almost feel like we'll solve that in the next episode. Hope you're looking forward to that. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.